Old and Achy here with another Halo Infinite campaign mission walkthrough, and this is mission 9, the sequence, run on Mythic LASO difficulty. That's legendary, all skulls on, no deaths, saves, quits, or resumes. Everything run in a single segment, and we're going to be doing this using mission replay. And notice that I selected finish the fight save. Everything is set up, legendary, and all the skulls selected. This is where I got all my skulls and all my forward operating bases open and all my Spartan cores. And there we are. I'm equipped with the tank gun and the blood sword. Now I actually finished the fight on normal. The legendary and skull setup. Notice the Spartan cores there, or my Spartan capabilities are all set up. And now we're going to be setting up the mission. And again, it's legendary with all the skulls set. But I finished the fight on normal, and for some reason, whenever I go into it after I've done one of these missions, it remembers how I set up the mission.
Wow, look at the fire.
Okay, the idea here is that we got to go to 4 beacons and gather data so that we can get inside that door, and we find that out momentarily. But initially, I set up my tank gun and my threat sensor, and everything again is fully upgraded. It makes the mission a little bit easier. So I got to clear this platform first. There'll be a couple of elites, some grunts, some shielded jackals. I'm going to try to save one of the grunts so I can get my shields back. Because of Black Eye, I can only get my shields back if I melee. And taking him out with a sword is equivalent to a melee. I think I got everybody, except for one. There's always a grunt there on the right. Oh, no, there's one way back there. Those darn disruptors will take out your shields in a hurry. Okay, there's the grunt that I'm going after. I switched to my thruster pack. It's fully upgraded, so I get 4 seconds of camo every time I use it. That really comes in handy. Now at this point, if I had just gone through the missions as normal, I would have been able to get the thruster pack potentially upgraded totally. I would have gone for the grappling hook and the thruster pack. Those are the two I want fully upgraded at this point. Okay, anyway. We skipped the cutscene, which tells us that we got to go find the 4 beacons, or we got to go find the beacon. And now we're going to go after the first beacon. This one's pretty straightforward. Notice the banshees off in the distance. If they don't appear at first, or neither appears at first, then go a little bit further up the bridge, and you'll get at least one, sometimes 2. And notice how easy it was for me to hijack the Banshee, and as soon as I turn and go back towards the spire, the second Banshee will stop firing because it doesn't want to damage the spire. So we just follow this route here. You can see the beacon off there in the distance. These are like communication relay towers, and notice that there was a Banshee already there. That's another thing with the campaign. Even though this is a separate run, that was the Banshee from my previous run. Okay, first up will be an elite and 2 or 3 grunts down there below. I want to get the elite out of there first. He's gone, and take out one of the grunts and save one if I can for my shields. Notice I threw a dynamo grenade. Notice that freezes the whoever I throw it at momentarily, so that I can rush them in melee or take them out some other way. That was a Spartan core, by the way. Now notice that Banshee off in the distance. Sometimes it comes back after us, but it looks like my Marines down there on the forward operating base that I opened up earlier and finished the fight, they're engaged with it, so it's leaving me alone. But be aware that there are times when you have to take that thing out. Alright, first up is 4 grunts.
There we go.
By the way, my previous run was a good run, but it did not get legendary credit, and I got really mad and I deleted the videos. So here we are rerunning, and I didn't get legendary credit on this one either. So I sent a ticket into Halo support for that. What good that'll do, I don't know. Notice that first thing up was the shade turret there. There's a couple of brutes by the weapons rack, just on the other side of this little opening here. And here they come. Sometimes they appear right away, sometimes they kind of wait like that. Okay, they're gone. Up there on the beacon itself, up in the upper level, is a brute officer. And there's also a brute sniper up there that I got to be weary about. I actually think I got him early on. You can tell he's up there when he has a laser sight on his weapon. And you don't want to stand there and stare at it too long because it's a one-shot kill. But in the end round we got grunts, a couple of shielded jackals. We got some more brutes up there, and the brutes have rocket launchers, so we got to be careful about that. Oh, here comes one now. At least you can hear it. Alright, there's going to be two shielded jackals here, and I want to save one of them for my shields. It's a little bit problematic when they bring themselves together. But the second one's still kicking. Again, throw a grenade, a dynamo grenade to freeze him. Give yourself time to get up there. Whack him to get your shields back. And let's come back here and still fight from distance. That was a grunt. Oh, and I just lost my shields. That was a grunt mule that did that to me. I wasn't paying attention to where he was. So now I've got to figure out how can I get my shields back. Alright, it looks like I've got several guys still up there. Oh, just get that brute out of there. Oh, there's that grunt mule that cost me my shields. Alright. Now again, throw the grenade. Okay, now that should be everybody. That's why I'm looking around, and the music's still going, and the game thinks that there's more enemies, and this is really irritating. It's called a soft lock. I may have launched somebody with shields who didn't get registered as a kill. So, because it's the first one, I could go and start this over, but I'm already mad at this particular mission because I didn't get credit for it the first time I completed it. So one way to potentially avoid this lock is to come on down, back on down this path. Sometimes the elite that you took out in the beginning gets launched and isn't really taken out and eventually come back. That's not the case here. And I'm looking around, the music's still going, so I know that, and the weapon hasn't told me that it's over, so I know that I'm still in the soft lock. Now this is also true at times when you're trying to open up forward operating bases. You might launch somebody and they're not registered as a kill. And you have to do something like this to try to overcome that soft lock. Notice I'm just kind of hanging around, just moseying back and forth. I was looking over the ledge to see if somebody I launched was still alive down there. Nobody here. Now at this point I'm coming back up, just getting ready to quit and restart. And that's that. Why that happens, I have no idea. So we actually have cleared everybody out officially now from the first tower, or the first beacon I should say. Kind of looks like a tower.
Let's see what's inside.
Okay, we'll go around and insert the weapon into the system. She'll get some data and find out we need more, and we'll be off to the second beacon. Okay, here we are. That's the beacon I want to go to. And so I'm going to fast travel over here. Notice I select it, I bring up the I hover over it, bring up the mission list, left on the D-pad, then select fast travel.
Delivery confirmed. Stand by for the drop.
Let's get a Marine or two. Alright, there's my gunner. Let's see if I can get one with a rocket launcher. I don't know if I really have to hit my horn here, but it seems to work. That seems to be the signal for those guys to load up. Okay, and we're off to the next beacon. Now I like to get myself behind the beacon to use it as cover to take out the guys that I got to take out. There's going to be a couple of grunts, a couple of shielded jackals, a couple of brute chieftains, and a couple of elites. And occasionally, a wraith that I have to deal with. And sometimes, that was a grunt. Now let him fire a couple times. And here comes a second grunt. And of course the Marine got in the way. Oops, sorry Marine. Alright, there goes the grunt, and let's see if I can back off the wraith. Yeah, make a good hit on the wraith and that will back it off at times. And in this particular run, it became a, I don't think I took it out, but it became a non-issue, if you will. Alright, there's the two shielded jackals to take out. 1 and 2. There's one of the brute chieftains, and the other one's on the other side up there on the second level. He'll be coming down momentarily. There's one of the elites. Now I can't get a beat. There we go. I got a beat on that time. I think I got one of them. I think I took one of them out. It's a little far. Oh, okay, I got another one. It's a little problematic up here. Oh, dude, I was lucky that time. I thought I was toast. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, this is a good spot to fire at these guys, but it is hard to stay balanced. Alright, that's a second beacon down.
Let's get this open.
And let's get the data out of the second beacon. Skip the cutscene. And I notice that my shields are weakened. And now it's on to the third. And we'll go to this forward operating base using fast travel. Okay, same deal here. Bring in a Warthog and get a couple of Spartans.
Stand by for vehicle drop. Grabbing this turret. Ready when you are.
And we're off and running. Alright, this one coming up I like to call the skimmer tower because there's a whole bunch of skimmers there. But we can take most of them out from distance. Just follow this path here. And I actually made a wrong turn right about here. I wanted to go up the hill, not down.
There's a beacon nearby. We should check it out.
Oops. Let's turn around and take the high road. Uh-oh. They saw me. Those are skimmers with rocket launchers, by the way. So let's park it here. That's where I want to be. Now, the reason I'm looking back here is that on many occasions there will be a shielded jackal or a grunt mule. But I didn't see anything, so I'm going to attack the first set of skimmers, which there's 3 of them down there. I think I got 2 with 1 shot. And look back to see if that guy's going to make an appearance. All right, I heard a rocket, but that actually is one of my guys helping out. And so I'm going to take as many as I can from up here. Alright, there's skimmers down there. There's a ghost way off in the distance. Uh-oh, it's coming back at us. Now that was an accurate shot right there. Wow. Good thing I moved. Again, looking back to see if that little banished person would be there for me to get shields.
We're gonna die, huh?
So, back to taking out the skimmers. There's also some shielded jackals up there, a couple, 3 maybe. And there's a couple of elites up close to the beacon. Now that little dialogue there is pretty interesting because that's 2 ladies talking, and yet I've got a male and female Marine with me, so I'm not sure how that might have been, I would have been your daddy's skull talking. Alright, I'm just about done taking people from distance. Oh, got one, how about that? Alright. Now there's an opening in here. I don't like to call it a cave because it is constructed, but there's 3 skimmers, an elite, and 1 or 2 shielded jackals. And I just launched the elite right up into the ceiling. And you really don't want to miss the skimmers because, as you can see, they're firing rockets at you. Okay, so now my plan was to go in and melee the jackal that you saw momentarily there. And oh crap, there's 2 of them and they're too close together, so 1 shot takes them both out. So I was a little irritated about that. Okay, that was a Spartan core, by the way. Okay, now I'm going to come up a little closer to try to take out the remaining enemies that I couldn't see from back where I was. And lo and behold, there is a shielded jackal there. How about that? I'll just freeze him with my dynamo grenade, grapple up, take him out, and I just got my shields back. I feel so much better now. Alright, you hear the click. That is, uh-oh, I launched him. I don't like that. Well, I might be in store for another soft lock. Anyway, you hear a click. That's a grunt or a skimmer or a jackal being taken out. The sounds for the shielded guys are a little bit different. A little more subtle, if you will. Alright, looking around. I don't see anybody. But darn it, the music's still playing, which means we haven't taken everybody out. We'll find that out here momentarily. And that's why I was worried about launching that elite. So I'm going to do something similar to what I did in the at the first tower. I'm going to hang around. I'm going to backtrack and see if I can get the weapon to tell me that it's all clear. But I really don't want to start over. Remember, I'm doing this Mythic LASO, 0 deaths, 1 segment. So I don't want to, to end and then come back in, end with a checkpoint and come back in and keep trying. I mean, if you're running regular LASO, you could do that, but I'm doing this 0 deaths. And I'm getting a little irritated. I cleared the area, and yet I still have to do this. Now, there's a side mission down that where I fired, by the way. But when I did finish the fight, I took them all out. I took all the side missions out. So I was pretty darn irritated. Oh, wait a second. There's an elite there, and he has a ghost right next to him, so it might have been that elite that I launched, or the one from earlier. But anyway, he's toast, and that's it. Thank goodness. So now we can go gather data for the 3rd tower. But first I'm going to come up here to show you something. And this is for those who didn't get all the Spartan cores in their in their earlier runs or skull runs, whatever. Anyway, that was a Spartan core up there. And in that opening where I took out the 2 shielded jackals a little while ago, there was a Spartan core in there too. I just forgot to mention that. Sorry. You hear a gulp, that's me taking a drink. Okay, good. It shows full shields. I like that. Okay, now we're going to the last beacon. And let's see, it's across the divide here. Alright, and we're going to use this forward operating base. Select it, left D-pad, bring up the mission list, select it, left D-pad, and then hit enter. Okay, let's bring up the Warthog. Now in this particular last beacon that we're bringing up, that I'm going to be getting to, I should say, there's a couple of hunters there, and you always have to be wary about launching them and them not dying. Usually, as I saw in the Spire, when I launched them, they'd come back, but behind the spire that we're going to, there is a big gulch. Alright, sometimes you'll see banished right in this area, but we got Marines here this time. Thank you. And sometimes we'll see banished right around here, but it looks like there aren't any anywhere near the hog. And sometimes we'll see banished right around here, but this is a pretty clean path on this run. Just be aware of that. Okay, we're at the final beacon.
We're coming up on the last few.
Down in this little valley, there's a couple of grunts. See if we can take them out. We got one of them. I'm focusing on the tower itself. Well, I'm going to have to focus on it in a minute. Here comes a phantom dropping off a bunch of grunts. Sometimes I can get the phantom taken out before they drop. This time I couldn't. So now I got to deal with 4 or 5 grunts. Oh, nuts. Just killed the rock. Whoa, there he goes, it's flying back. Alright, well I took care of him, that's no big deal. Alright, that was a jackal sniper up there that I just took out. Sometimes there's 2 of them up there, so you gotta be a little careful. Now down here to the left, there's 2 grunts, and I took one of them out, and I'm going to use the other one. I really don't have to, but I'm going to use the other one to get my shields back. So throw a dynamo grenade, grapple down there, make sure you got the sword out, and take him out. That's a quick way to get the shields back. Okay, for the rest of the banished, I'm going to come around to this side, especially for the hunters. They are on the other side of that little rocky area there. Making sure that I don't have another sniper up there. There's a couple of shielded jackals that you can see. Ooh, I got somebody. A couple shielded jackals right there, and then there should be an elite right around in there. I just saw him head for the trees. I believe I got him. Not sure what my buddies are firing at. Probably at the hunters, even though they can't see them. Yeah, the hunters are on the other side of this rock. But here comes another phantom that's going to drop off 4, maybe 5 grunts. And if I can minimize that, if I can take it out. That was a little bit easier. It still dropped, I think, 2 or 3. Alright, so we got, oh, there's another grunt back there. I'm not worried about launching the grunts because even when they bring their shields up, they're a one-shot kill. Okay, now we got the hunters, and here he comes. I launched him, but I launched him right at us. And, oh, and I just launched him. I hope I launched him into something that'll take him out. Because if he's in the gully, and he doesn't register as a kill, then we got problems here. Alright, where is that last hunter? There he is. And there's a grunt right there. Oh, just took out a rock again. Okay, where is the hunter's just on the other side of that little outcropping. Oh, and I just launched him up towards that big rock or that mountain or that huge hill, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to see if I can take him out from there. He's about 2/3 of the way up. Well, I take that back. He was about 1/3 of the way up. Now he's up close to the top. One more shot, and that one took him out. Now here, I got a little worried because the music's still going, but then I hear a grunt. And of course we get the his whatever he's saying there on the screen. And that's it. Okay. That's the 4th tower. Now we got to get the data from the 4th tower so we can figure out the sequence to get into the command spire, which actually brings us into the Nexus. And then when we finish that mission, then we'll elevator up to the command spire. So we got the Nexus between us and the command spire here. Okay, skip the cutscene. Now we're going to go back to where we started. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring up the mission. Left on the D-pad, but I'm going to use fast travel, not resume mission. I was able to do this successfully, I think, on excavation site, because I got angry at where it started me. Okay, first off, I'm going to come back up here, and I'm going to this forward operating base, and I'm going to grab a warthog and get a couple of Marines to jump on with me.
Let's get you mobile. Stand by for vehicle drop.
Okay. I don't know if I really have to hit the horn like that, but it seems to work, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Oh, wait a second, there's a guy over here with a rocket launcher. Let's get this guy. Come on, bud. Oh, crap. I wasn't fast enough. Okay. As it turns out, all the Marines up here will follow me down, which was nice. And I'm just bringing a hog down here just a little ways. And I'm going to start by trying to take out as many as I can, starting with that brute sniper right there, from distance. They're all over the place down there. So everybody that I can see, I'm going to fire at. Okay, somebody's firing at me down there. That's a shielded jackal, and he's toast. Okay, I guess that was the brute with the sniper rifle. I didn't know there was another one. I believe that was an elite. Although, no, maybe not. But there's an elite down there. Okay, there's shielded jackal. Like I said, they're all over the place. And down here, right below me, is a turret that I just took out. Ooh, skimmer. I didn't realize there was a skimmer down there. It's freezing. Alright, took him out. Alright, I hear something. I think that's an elite I hear. And I think I just launched him. Alright, now, in this area, I'm not worried about launching bad guys up to different areas. If you, oh no, that's an elite. There, I got him. I'm not worried about launching bad guys as long as I can get them out of the way like that. Well, that elite's toast because he hits the wall and takes the wall took him out. Anyway, I just want them out of the way because the goal here is to get into the control room where the bridge control is and get the bridge opening up again so I can get across to the other side. That's the goal. Now, I don't need to take everybody out to do that, but it's not a bad idea. Because I had an earlier run where I was at this point, I was ready to go. By the way, that was, oops. There is a jackal sniper where I'm firing. There, I got him. Yeah, look at him go. Anyway, I thought I was done with everybody, and I was getting ready to go into the control room, and a grunt came out of nowhere and tagged me with a grenade. So you got to be a little careful there. A couple grunts down here, and they're usually down here. All right, that weapons crate right there is where the elite hangs out, where an elite hangs out. And I heard another grunt down here below me. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the gate because I'm going to need to retreat from one side to the other. But before that, I'm going to get that grunt because I think he was the bad guy who got me in the last run. The only reason I know he's down here is because I heard him. Where are you? There he is. Alright. There must be a couple more down here below because, yep, there's a shielded jackal. Because my buddies there are firing at him. That's nice to have the Marines. They also tell you where some of the banished are. There's two brute berserkers and a grunt inside the control room. I just took out one of the berserkers. And around on the other side, the far side of the control room, there may be a grunt. But first, notice I advance and immediately retreat when I see the drop pod signal there, because there's a couple of hunters coming in. Now here I'm doing something totally different. Before I was trying to hit them in the head so they wouldn't launch, and here I want to launch them. Because I just launched that one on the left out into to a chasm. And there's the one on the right. I'm going to try to launch Aaron. There he goes. Now I wasn't sure whether or not I actually got him all the way into the chasm. So you'll see how careful I was coming down here. All right, yep, and here's that little grunt. Oh, shoot. You tend to hide to the last second. Okay, so he's done. So here I'm coming down. I'm a little worried, making sure that I don't see the hunter coming back at me. I'm not firing there. I just hit a lot of air. Alright, so far so good. Don't see anything, don't see the hunter. I think I may have launched him just far enough to get him into that big chasm. And again, this is an area where you don't have to take everybody out, you just have to clear the area. Alright, I believe that was the grunt I just took out. I'm coming back for one more look on the hunter. And now I'll deal with that berserker. I can hear him. He's getting himself motivated to go. Alright, I just got his shields. And I just got him. Okay, that should clear the building. So let's get the bridge opening up. And as soon as it does, I don't know who that was. As soon as it does, it's time to get the heck out of Dodge. Oh, there was another grunt in there. I don't care about him. Again, I just needed to clear the area enough to get myself bridge open and get across. A couple of phantoms are coming in with some elites and shielded jackals, and I'm going to go back to where I started. And I'm just going to take a little fire there. Shields dropped a bit, and right where I started. And once I clear those guys out, then that'll be the weapons signal to go open up the doorway to the, well actually the Nexus, but the command spire. So she'll have the sequence ready to go. Notice I switched over to my threat sensor. Now fully upgraded, that thing stays up a little longer and covers a wider area, which helps. Okay, whoops, just launched an elite. I hope I took him out. Come on back down. Yep, he's done. So it's just a matter of staying back here and taking these guys out at distance. They will hide, especially if they've taken some damage. Alright, I think that's a shielded jackal firing at me. Alright, got him. Alright, I still got bad guys out there because the music's still going. Come on, where you at? There he is. I think I just got him. Yep, music's done. Essentially, the mission's over. We're going to open the door and go in, and it's going to ask me if I want to keep on going to the next mission, and I'm going to say no. But I do hope you enjoyed it. I hope this helps you in your quest for LASO on the sequence. This is Old Nakey signing off. Take care, everybody.